Peace. What's good?
There we go. Peace, peace.
So we got it
Honor
right,
to
man.
have you on.
It took a little minute, but we got it right.
Word, word.
What's going on?
Y'all want the family to recognize and realize and see who we got in the midst right here. We got hip hop royalty. We got Queens royalty. We got the definition of transformation and redemption in the building.
Factual.
We got one, like we love Malcolm, we love Trash.
Oh man,
Trash is our Malcolm.
that's a
You
high
understand?
whoa, that's a high salute right there.
Trash is our Malcolm, man. We
That's a
love
high
you. We
salute.
honor
That's a
you.
high
We
salute.
cherish you, man. So let's welcome you to the platform, man. Long time coming, but we really did it. It really took us a couple of years.
Listen, like my brother said, you can't rush greatness.
Word is bond. Word is bond. Your cousin getting busy right now. You got the cheat codes and you got all kind of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got one of the first hip hop cooking shows. Um,
Right.
and when I say cooking show, not a show where we go and we taste test food in restaurants. And I'm not knocking that motion, but this is a fully based hip hop cooking show. It's called On the Child, where the guest comes in and makes their signature dish for the viewer. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going around, doing taste testing and food critic type of thing. Not to say we wouldn't do that, but that's not what our show is based around. The guest
Right.
comes on, you might see, and not just hip hop, you might see Ice-T come on, you might see Russell Peters come on, you might see
Right.
Juan Carlo Esposito come on, you know what I'm saying, and make their dish just for you. So I'm really excited about that. Me and my partner, Mr. At, we really excited about that. Aside from that, of course, we have the Hidden Files album out now,
Crazy.
which
You
which
ain't
I
even
feel which I
right. You
feel
ain't even let me get through the intro because that I'm
nah
like
nah
he still busting MC's ass right now. Like that's what I mean with the cheat code. You understand what I'm saying? Like
factual.
I know Ghost is on with the chef, but we looking at the chef in the magnitude. You understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
On
yes.
multiple levels. Like chefing, been chefing since the 80s, busting MC's ass, putting people on, giving us people that we never would have thought of and dreamed up. The like you got the vision like the oracle and the architect met and won for hip hop. You see what I'm
I'm
saying? Like
humble.
looking
I'm humble.
across this.
I'm humble. I mean, yo, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, man. Regardless, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? So been blessed to be put on myself at an early age, blessed to come into contact with Capone-N-Noreaga and be able to see that vision
Right,
through. Blessed to be able to address issues in society,
right,
coming from the street, blessed issues in society, in our world, speak on it, have a voice to speak on it through hip
right.
hop, and blessed to be here right now and still keep my pen game up. I'm blessed.
God damn it, you gave us arrest the president, Trash.
That's for president.
You understand what I'm saying? Like 30 years
Yes.
later, that's the outcry. The outcry 30 years later was arrest the president.
Still relevant. Still relevant.
Right. So you got a 30-year curve on the world. It took them 30 years to catch up. You see what I'm saying? Not impeach the
Oh man.
president, arrest the president. I'm like, damn. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It's amazing. I'm blessed, like I said, man. Now, like where I'm at now, with all the experiences I have to have gone through different eras in hip hop. You go through different eras. You see
Right.
a lot of different things. You get a lot of different experiences. You come in contact with people at their early stages, like some of the biggest icons in hip hop I've met, like before they even had a demo. Then I
Right.
watched them make transitions and growth. So all of that to me is a wealth of experience that I have. Aside from my own personal successes and accomplishments, just to be able to witness others come up and see how they did it, witness
Right.
how they did it, and the many different challenges they went through. That's also a blessing for me and a wealth of experience. So now at this stage I'm at, one of my main things is to give back to up and coming artists, to give back to up and coming executives, to give
Mm.
back to up and coming managers and cinematographers, that are still part of hip hop culture. And in my way of giving back is giving back motivation, because all the people around me motivated me. I want to give that motivation back. I want to be able to create platforms, which I'm doing,
Right.
to help artists get in situations similar, like, the artists I have under me now, like G Stats,
A
Rap P,
fucking monster.
yeah, Beneficial. These are just a few that got on board with me, realized they could benefit off my experiences and my guidance. So that's where I'm at now. Aside from the cooking show, aside from my album Hidden Files, which is out now on all the major platforms, that's my next forum that I want to create on a much larger scale. Basically marketing, basically promotion, and artist development and guidance, overall guidance and life coaching.
That's definitely real. And you live 3 lives. You understand what I'm saying? Three
Shit,
lives
I
worth
feel
of
like I live
experience.
20. I feel like I live 20.
Oh man, how has your vision for this art and this science that you gave us, hip hop, you see what I'm saying? Um, how has it morphed and shaped and changed over the years for you?
Um, I feel that it's changed. I feel like my vision has changed. Only in the sense that it's gotten broader. It's become more exact and accurate, and it's grown. When I look back at it, it was always the same vision, and
Hmm.
that was just to like create more, to advance more in progress. Like, there's a lot of things I didn't know as an artist that I know now, being more than just an artist, because I've grown. So my vision, basically just it's gotten mature, and I'm grateful for that, because as an artist, when I first started out, it was just more so the love for the love and the passion for the art of it.
Right.
Back in them days, I just wanted to make a record. Matter of fact, nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it all the way Greenberry. Before I even wanted to make a record, I just wanted to make a demo. I just wanted to make a tape. To
Mm,
me, making a tape was a fucking big deal.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's ill that you asked me that, because that's important for me to kind of hold on to that and keep that. How can I say, for lack of a better term, keep that type of purity for it,
Hmm.
because that keeps you grounded and it keeps your shit sharp. Because, like I said, I just wanted to make a tape. To me, making a tape at 13 was like the world. I wasn't even thinking about money.
Right.
That came later on, when I started to begin to realize what I was doing for other people that I wasn't doing for myself with my art.
Mm,
So you gotta incorporate all of that. That somehow has to be incorporated in your vision, which broadens your vision, so that you become the direct benefit, not just the people you're exposing your visions to. If you're fortunate to do that, not just the people you're exposing your visions to, but you also become the direct benefit. And that comes with time and being educated. You know what I mean? So that in that way, my vision is definitely broadened, man. That was
definitely.
like that was like a that was like a novel of an answer, but
No, that was real. I mean, I need all of that. You
all
understand what I'm
right, all
saying?
right,
Now I'm looking at your versatility of your pen. The
okay,
versatility of your pen from the 80s and how you was able to switch and morph in every season. You see what I'm saying? In every
okay,
season, and give us, another kind of delivery, a different kind of content, this other kind of angle to look at this. You see them, this straight edge, this clever, this witty, this street, like all of the dimensions that you go through. Like, so kind of walk us through, if you looking back now, from how you started to where you are. Cause like I ain't gonna hold you. Hitting fouls, respectfully disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? I felt like I got rocked in the jaw at Earth Slam. You understand what I'm saying? Not even a scoop slam. Somebody just take you up in the air like
yeah,
bomb,
yeah,
like
yeah,
I got snuffed and boom. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah,
and
yes,
to hear
yes,
that ferociousness still after, some time in the game. Normally people, they fizzle out, they jizzle out. So let me get with that.
Ah man, yeah, and just to kind of circle the block a bit. Again, that's all a part of the vision. That's a part of the passion. My goal is to bring my experiences in whatever I do because I don't know how to do it. I can't say I don't know how to do it no other way. I don't feel as strong
Mm,
and as passionate about it doing it any other way. Like, you know, I'm just an individual who like I can't necessarily, we're not gonna sit here and sell no Christmas gifts. Everybody, everybody doesn't always say or do things 100% as they should. It's a part of life. But for the most part, when I'm doing or giving the more hundreds than 100,000 that I feel, right? I know like there's a part of me that won't be denied. I'm not gonna be denied. So when I'm strong and intense on something, you know, it just works out better for me and I'm more content. I may not always get the results I set out for, but either way, it's a win because when I walk away from it or whatever the situation is, I do not feel compromised. So I bring that to my music all the time, the best way I can. And like you said, uh, you know, just giving my life experiences. So when I do a song or when I go in the booth or when I'm working with an artist and trying to give them a certain kind of guidance, my goal is to put that in there. You know, it's no we know I came basically in the 80s and I look
right,
at a lot of artists in the 80s, from the 80s. I look at a lot of artists from the 90s, and unfortunately, some of them are in hip hop's graveyard. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And like I said, I'm blessed. I'm humble because I've managed to journey through those eras. Not always as successfully as people may want to define success as, but I always could go through. I could go through those eras and feel a content within me and know that you know what, I gave my all, and that's important. That's important to me. So I bring that to my music. I bring that to, my concepts that I may share with other people, and I bring that to this interview. You know what I'm saying?
it's real, 100%. I gotta shout out Doggy Diamonds, man. Doggy Diamonds was the first time I got a chance to hear you outside of the booth.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
to hear you on in that interview, and in that those clips we was able to see. That
I,
was the
lo- I,
first
I
time I
love
got a
Doggy
chance to see
Diamonds.
you.
I love Doggy
Yeah,
Diamonds. Doggy Diamonds is, if I'm a visionary, Doggy Diamond in some ways was like in some parts of my life, and even now still, Doggy Diamonds was like a coach to me in some degree. Because as much as as much as I get salutes and high salutes and honors and praise, I don't know everything. And the things I don't know, there's certain people that I trust them that I can go to them and get answers or even get some type of feedback, to give me a clearer vision. Doggy Diamonds is one of those people. He's one of those people. He's a solid dude. Before all this podcast shit jumped off,
right,
he was, one of the original initiates in this game.
right,
You know, that's aside from a Ralph McDaniels, which he also
right,
gives high praise to. Doggy Diamonds is a true connoisseur of the culture. Like he's the type of dude. Like not only does he know the song, the producer, when it was
right,
done, which studio it was done in, what the
right,
artist was going through at the time.
right,
He know that motherfucker know the ad libs.
right,
He'll know the ad libs in the verse. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Because I believe Doggy, as coming from the artist perspective too, and having that passion for it, he brought the same passion into the media side or whatever, however you want to term it, the film side and the social side. And all I can say is I got one of the greatest respects for him.
definitely. That is one I studied. That's one I learned from. We got a very good working relationship. I take a lot of, cues from my brother. So I had to shout him out because, you know, Like I said, we've been back and forth trying to make this work for a couple of years. Just you and I trying to make it, like
No doubt.
schedules, whatever, boom, everything. You see what I'm saying? And he was one of the ones who, gave me like some perseverance to keep on going. You see what I'm
That's what's
saying?
up. I'm glad I
And
could do that. Glad I could do that.
that's love, man. So damn, there's so many places I want to go, but I want to go to a certain place for a particular moment.
Okay.
Black Market Militia. Now you and Killer Priest, y'all birthdays is around the same. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
we
saying?
yeah, we both
Couple,
Leos. We both Leos.
yeah, yeah. I think y'all born like a couple days apart.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I need Black Market Militia was my soul. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow, wow,
Like, I was in the army, so we was in Iraq and Afghanistan, going out on missions with Black Market Militia.
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Serious
I'm
shit.
here in the physical still. Like some of my friends, they ain't come home. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I'm in the physical. Like this was like Audubon Ballroom. Think Black Market. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
I,
those joints was I was able to bring people back from a hellish state of mind.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Through music and through math. So
yeah,
it was math and music. You see what I'm saying? That kept us in the space of homeostasis. People were losing their lives and their minds at the same time. You see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
As they are now. They still
Right.
doing it. I I again, again,
No,
son.
go ahead. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, I just wanted to pay that high salute so
all
I
right,
could
all
tell
right.
you,
That's
what
what's
that
up.
means, as if I could get the story. If I could get the story of how y'all put that together.
Oh man, that was I can't take the full credit for that. That was a how can I say, that was a mind child of Killer Priest initially, and
Mm,
he brought us on. When I say us, I'm talking about Razor, Hellraiser, known
right.
now as Heaven Razor, Peace to
Right.
Heaven Razor. He has a incredible documentary out too. Um,
Risen.
yeah,
Shout.
Peace to Heaven Razor and Timbo King, and
My brother.
we
Both
kind of
came.
had Booth involved as a he was like an extended member, but
Mm,
the real circle of Black Market Militia was Killer Priest, myself, Heaven Razor, and Timbo King. Like I said, Priest birthed that concept, and we became active participants based on that concept he had, which I think was brilliant. We came together, we started recording. It wasn't, us ping ponging tracks via email. I lay my verse, he lays his verse. We went in, we gelled together, we meshed together, we spent time together. And I think that's what made it even more incredible, because
mm,
it allowed us to come, being ourselves, giving ourselves, but complimenting each other. Like one
right.
of my favorite joints is Renaissance.
Yes.
Like, and that's featuring R.A. the Rugged Man. Peace to R.A. the Rugged Man, by the way. Um, that's one of my favorite joints because the energy on that was like a true representation of how we come together and the force we bring. Just doing that project, we did it via Nature Sounds with Devin Horowitz. That project was just incredible. People still to this day are looking for Black Market Militia Part 2.
Definitely. I'm people in this case. I am people. You see what I'm
You
saying?
definitely are.
Hitting fouls brings me in that space.
Okay.
Hitting fouls brings me in that space. Like I don't know if y'all was together in the studio, but it feel like it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I know what it feel like when it's not there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all not, nah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
When it's kind of generic and just thrown together. Hidden Files, like I said, man, before, like Hidden Files is the concept of Hidden Files was that was like my attempt at a lost tapes kind of concept,
mm,
because they were joints, not all of them, but like 80% of the joints were joints that I had in the vault. Right now, I'm actually prepping to release the physical of Hidden Files, which would be a bundle package and sold as a collector's item, limited edition. It will incorporate, a hat, um, sweatshirts, and of course the physical CD, which I will sign per purchase for every customer. So we're getting ready to drop the physical on that. But like Hidden Files is like, you know, that's like my attempt at a lost tapes. And I just wanted to put out, you know, some of the music I had in the stash. And I, you know, obviously you can hear it when you listen to it. I did a couple of new joints and put
Right.
on there, but I feel real good about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel real good about that project. And what makes Hidden Files even more important to me, and I hope everyone could appreciate this, is that believe it or not, throughout my whole career, I've always done more for other artists and people than I've done for myself.
Right.
So now Hidden, like I had 25 to Life, but basically 25 to Life was a glorified production deal. You know, it was presented as a label, but when you really understand the dynamics of this business, you know, a label, when you say you're an independent label, that means you're truly independent.
Definitely.
So Hidden Files is really my first, you know, release with me owning and controlling the whole project and controlling, you know, basically. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a digital distributor, which is rival distribution, but the primary control is me. I own the record. Every other
Mm.
record I put out, album, I've put singles out that I've owned, but every other album that I put out, I didn't own it. I didn't control the masters. I didn't own it. You know, this is the first record that I put out that I own. You know what I'm saying? And that's very important, especially now. So Hidden Files is like really my first child. All the other ones that I brought to the world were like, you know, my foster kids in a sense,
Mm.
because I didn't, which was still my children because I'm raising
Right.
them.
Right.
The father only means fat her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I fattened them, but with this one, I'm the biological father, and you know, it's my full seed, full blood connect. So Hidden Files is important to me.
Definitely. Rhyming with Nori again. Rhyming with Mega again. Where's the nostalgia? Where, you know what I'm saying? Like where is it?
I
Like
think I think with both of those artists you mentioned, Nori, Mega, I think we've had great chemistry in the studio, um, because we all of us come from a real place, so to speak.
right.
We're bringing shit from a place that we believe strongly in. You know what I'm saying? So when we get in the studio, it comes across. Both of them are incredible artists. Both of them are, you know, have made great strides for the culture, in the culture, and both of them have, you know, brought great value to their brands. You know what I mean? So you got to respect that, and all while giving to the culture too. So
Right.
I'm just, you know, I'm humbled, and I appreciate being a part of their lives, even if just for a time. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not meant to be forever. Sometimes you come across people in your journey of life, or in your journey in entertainment, you know, for a time, and that's but we value that time we came across each other. But everything is
Right.
not to be forever. We're not gonna always see things eye to eye. We're not gonna always agree and be buddy buddy, because you know, at the end of the day, we men. But I think the beauty of it is that we were able to come together for a time and
Right.
create and give something great and memorable, and that's what's most important to me.
You flush. That's a cheat code. I'm gonna come right back to that.
Fuck
You
Flush. Nah, nah. That's
you
my listen.
flush.
Flush is my brother. That's why I said that.
Right. You know, I'm already, I'm knowing. You see what I'm saying? You flush Mega, um, Nori, Capone are examples of redemption.
Mm.
You, y'all are the hope for me of those that we lost along the way. The things that didn't get a chance to get squashed, the people that we didn't get a chance to see to come into their own. You see what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? To have children, to you see what I'm saying? To still
Yeah.
be in the physical, to not be a memory, to still be relevant, and still, you know. are out here giving out art and culture. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
people don't know you. They don't know Flush. They don't know Nori. They don't
Yeah.
know Mega. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Like they don't know Capone. They hear the raps. They don't know y'all. You understand what I'm saying? So for those who've been around and for those that know, this is a super blessing to see on the other side.
Oh
You
man,
see
I
what I'm saying?
appreciate that. I
That
appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I'm sure all of them will appreciate it too, because like I said about Nori and Mega, regardless to what, both of them come from real places with what they bring to it.
right,
And that's not me glorifying, our past lives. That's not me glorifying, some of the things we've done as individuals in the street prior to the music or separate from the music.
right,
I'm not glorifying it. I'm just saying, and to a large degree, it shaped us. It helped to mold some of our character, and I believe we've taken the best part of it,
right,
understanding that it's not entirely who we are, but being able to bring it to the music in a graphic way, in a vivid way, in a way where the fans or the listeners, can feel authenticity, can feel, and
right,
that it's organic. And you know I like I said, man, I'm humble. I've learned in my life to be a lot more humble. I've been through many changes in my life. I've had ups and I've had hard falls and downs, and I even appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I
right,
even appreciate that because it shaped me in a way and helped me to really know myself. And that's so important, for me. Um, and part of my education teaches me to know myself. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And
right,
learn the self, because when you get out into this world and you out and you set out to accomplish things and you set out to bring your visions to life, you
real,
got to know yourself, because if you don't know yourself, when you get hit with a blow or blindsided
right,
with a hit, it can throw you off. You need that. You're gonna have to rely and draw from that resource of knowing yourself to pick yourself back up, to bob and weave. You know what I'm saying? And to solve the problem. And that's the great thing. That's the great thing about accomplishing things. That's the great thing about overcoming challenges. You learn how to do that by knowing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Which is problem solving. People the same way people think wealth is the dollar. A dollar is the same way people think math is numbers.
numbers, right,
But real math, which is life,
right,
is problem solving.
definitely,
You know what I'm saying? And knowing yourself helps you do that better. And just again, in correlation to the artists you mentioned, including myself, we've went through those problems, and in going through those problems, we can be a beacon to you. We can be a beacon to others, a beacon of
definitely,
light.
right,
You feel me?
right. I wanna I wanna talk about you and Royal Flush. Y'all are a cheat code together. I heard you with a lot of people over the years. You and him is like the most seamless to me. I think y'all bring the best out of each other, and when y'all together, it's organic and it sounds so effortless. You see what I'm saying? Like it sound effortless. It sound fun. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like even, no matter how real it gets, because y'all are respectfully disrespectful.
yeah,
You know
we
what
are.
I'm saying? Like
We are.
word up. Like that's the definition of the shit. Like
He's
y'all
my
two
he's
together.
my
Yeah.
he's my go-to life enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm,
and I'm his, because we know each other, we understand each other. We understand each other's shortcomings and faults. We don't judge each other on it, and we come together. And when we come together, it's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And
Right.
sometimes you got to say that. You know, not trying to be, overly vulgar and shit, but sometimes you gotta just say fuck it and do it. And
Right.
and like I think me and Flush is a great example of not thinking about how you're gonna do it. A lot of times artists come together, they say, yo, we're gonna come with this concept. Sometimes it works, but most time it doesn't.
Right.
Because people people see the formulae, but when you come together organically, which me and Flush do, because we just say fuck it, it comes across a lot greater, and people embrace it a lot more. I'm still, yo, Flush, we need to do, excuse me, we need to do this album. I've been telling you that for like 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Tell them
I hope
again.
you're listening.
And tell him, we need a little sit down too. You know what I'm saying? He said it was a go, but we still need to go.
I'm gonna holler at him. I'm gonna holler at him.
Please
I don't
do.
want to cut it short, but I actually got to get on a conference overseas. Um, I got to get on a conference overseas and for a project I'm working on. I don't want to cut it short, but I got to cut it short because I got to do this conference. I want to say this. I want to say this for the most part. I think, I want the people out there, to hit Flush and let Flush know him and I need to do this album. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think me and
If
Flush
I
need
can
to do
ask you
that.
one last thing,
Go ahead, G.
before you, the Bridge 2001.
Yeah.
It's 2 decades ago now. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, like I was still listening to that joint. I was listening to the joint again today. I was like, man, goddamn. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
chill.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so that and LA was crazy twins for me. You see what
All
I'm
right.
saying? And seeing Daz and Capone doing albums and shit together. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like that's another example of some shit like serious. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Especially from that time where we lost some majors in there.
yeah.
Just
Unfortunately, yeah,
looking at the parallel, the Bridge 2001 and LA to now. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Where we like what was your moments, in regards to those joints back then?
Some of my greatest moments was like the Bridge 2000, like was just it coming back from off the bridge, the original bridge. Like to be able to do that song, after the bridge. First of all, we can never overtop the original bridge song by MC Shan. Peace to MC
Right.
Shan. That's the big bro too. Phenomenal
Right.
dude.
Yes.
But just to be in a position to do that or do like not a remake but follow up behind it, great honor. I love the bridge legacy. I love the artists out of the bridge. I love what the bridge gave me, and I love what I gave to the bridge. LA, I mean, that speaks for itself. Just look at the magnitude of the artists that were involved in that. Incredible. I think we did it in good taste because
Right.
later on there were battles, and those battles caused a lot of, unfortunately, caused a lot of loss in hip hop and a loss of life. So I think what makes LALA even greater is that we did it in good taste and we did it like gentlemen, like G's, and that alone means a lot to me, because we not supposed to take this culture and make it savage. I don't believe that. This hip hop was God given to us. It was one
Right.
of the greatest gifts we could ever get. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't given as something. It wasn't given to us basically by an outside entity, so to speak. It was
Right.
something we created and we had and it was created from nothing basically. And I don't believe when we come together and we challenge each other via hip hop that it should lead to destruction of life.
Right.
So LALA, if not for anything else, sets the precedence for that among other songs that, battle songs that came before LALA. But LALA is one of the last songs that set the precedence for, having sportsmanship and having, a respect for challenge and not a disrespect towards life and or the culture of hip hop. Did I answer you?
Yes. And you gave us one of the most iconic verses in hip hop.
Yo, Thank you.
Introduced us to the Arabic language and everything. You made it all
Exactly.
right for those of us who was running around, Arabic-ish.
Factual.
You
Factual.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I owe that to my family, man, for giving me that type of introduction to it. I want to say this, man. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you. I wanna do this again. You know what I'm saying? Actually, we could
Definitely.
do it a few more times. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the vibe. I want to thank everybody for coming on and getting on board, and for their feedback. For even just coming on and supporting your show and supporting Tragedy Gaddafi. Again, I want people to watch, subscribe, and follow on the channel, which
On the
is
chat.
on YouTube and on Instagram at on the DA Child. Again, myself, Tragedy Gaddafi, which is at Tragedy252, and just get in sync with me, man, and take some of this good food that I got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Right.
giving out food for thought. Long as y'all do the dishes, man. I gotta get on this call, Nalo. I'm gonna get back to you. We gonna boomerang, man. Stay up, brother.
Word. Peace. Peace, somebody.
Say, yo.
Just like that. All right. So if that was really Imam Thug that came through, Imam Thug, we got a story, man. What's up? Holla at me, please. You understand? So shout out to everybody who came through. We're gonna keep this train going. Got some more stuff in the works. We want to hear your story. We really got love for our people. This is not no fluff. You understand what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. Make sure you follow this page and our other page, Do the Knowledge Radio, uh, and subscribe. This will be available on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio. That's DOTHAKNOWLEDGERADIO. Peace.